Hello, my name is Brittany Spaldi. I am currently an administrator intern for Jeffco Public Schools. This presentation is a review for Jefferson County Public Schools budget process. I've created this presentation to create transparency about our budget process and to educate how you, the community, can be involved. To start, I will begin by talking about the district's budget development, looking at the timeline of the budget, who's involved, the implementation of the budget, and then I will cover the individual school budgets. To create context for the district budget, we will begin by looking at a budget timeline. Our Board of Education first began the budgeting process for the 2017-2018 school year back in November 2016. Please refer to this timeline for the following slides. From the timeline on the previous slide, I shared that in February and March of 2017, the Board of Education shared a proposed list of reductions and allocations. The Board proposed these reductions in response to the voters not passing a mill levy on the ballot in November 2016. To create equitable and competitive schools, the Board decided the number one priority of our district was to increase employee compensation. To do this, they came up with a list of reductions and allocations. The majority of the money proposed came from the reductions of school closures, increasing fees, reduction and an elimination of certain positions. This is the published full list of reductions and allocations. It is also linked on the last page of this presentation if you would like to see more. In response to the community being upset about the proposed reductions and allocations, the Board of Education worked with the company Open North to create a survey to gather data about the community and to create community involvement to get more input on what they believed the budget should focus on. The Board sent out the survey. With the survey, there was still only 29.3% participation rate. The survey was open for 3 weeks, and the survey took on average 9 minutes to complete. This is a document from the Open North publication of the survey results. Of the 29.3% of people who participated, it showed that majority of people participated at the beginning of the survey, and majority of people participated through their direct email. Of the 18,000 people that took the survey, 3,000 members were parents in a district of 86,000 students. This is a low number. 1,000 were Jeffco employees, and then community members, and so on. Major highlights of this survey are 82.33% of the participants supported that our district needed an increase in employee compensation to become a competitive district, to compete with our districts around us where our compensation is dramatically lower than the surrounding districts. Also, majority of participants agreed that our district could increase fees for athletics, transportation, so different bus passes, and then different activities such as outdoor lab. And 74.8% supported the closure of one or more schools. The original proposed allocations proposed having 5 schools closed, but I think once parents found out that some of the schools were underutilized, they did support some of that closure. Involving all stakeholders ensures that each student receives an equitable education. That was the overall process for our district, and now I will begin looking at the individual school budgets. For each individual school, our district has moved to a student-based budgeting system. With this system, each school is funded per student, per pupil. Currently, each school receives $4,965 per student. This funding goes to school operations, staffing, materials, and supplies. To compensate for lower enrollment schools, the larger schools pay a range from $25 to $75 per student, which is our equity size factor. Our enrollment is decided in October. That's why it's essential for students to be in school and have good attendance in October, because it does decide the fate of the school's budget. Along with the pure pupil funding, schools also receive funding for special education from the state. It is dependent on the number of students that enroll in each school. Also from the state gives $650 for each student that is classified for free or reduced lunch. This is what the at-risk factor is. Like the board, principals receive input from the community stakeholders. They receive input through the School Accountability Committee that is comprised of community members, the principal, teachers, and parents. Also from the building leadership team comprised of the department chairs. With each individual budget, the principal's role is to bring all the stakeholders together. Each school is a financial secretary that gives the principal the exact numbers. Our district is so large, so we are broken into different areas, and our area achievement director is there to make sure the principal is being fiscally responsible, give advice and on areas of concern, and to problem solve. And lastly, our district budget analysis educates the principals each year on the process and is the contact for any questions on the school budget. Here are links to more information. Thank you.